Hi, my name is JR, and my wife and I have been attending Grace for the past 3 to 4 years. Last summer, my wife and I joined Rooted for the first time, and the first meeting was on Genesis, the book of Genesis, started the book of Genesis, the fundamentals, the basics. Backstory, my wife is a PK, pastor's kid, and she grew up in the church. I grew up in the church as well. I was that kid that had to go to church. And so we walked out of there with just a bad attitude, with the attitude that Rooted was more for new Christian newbies, people that didn't really read the Bible. And then we came up with all kinds of excuses of why we couldn't attend anymore. And so we stopped, and it was probably the biggest mistake we've made in our life. Fast forward a year later, within that year, we were going through so much. It was probably the toughest year of our life, of our marriage. Our small business was growing, but all our focus was on the small business. So any other little time we had was then distributed within our kids, and then our marriage lasts. So our marriage was falling apart. It was beginning to crumble. And we knew we had to do something. All the blood, the sweat, the tears of building this life that we felt that we built for ourselves was starting to come crumbling down. And we figured we had to plug ourselves into a small group. So we started looking around the church and trying to just affiliate ourselves with people who were going on the same journey, trying to get back on their walk with Christ. And we prayed about it, and we just felt God continually tugging us towards Rooted. And so we made some contacts, and we found out within 2 days a new Rooted session was going to begin. We couldn't wait another month. The next one was in a month. But God knew it was an emergency. We had to go into this Rooted immediately. We got into Rooted, and of course it started in the book of Genesis. We went in with an open mind, open spirit, a great attitude. And as the weeks progressed, then it got really in depth and began to peel back some things that we were dealing with that we had no idea we were still holding on to. Each week is geared towards spiritual growth and personal growth, and Rooted was a life-changing experience for my wife and I, and it completely changed our marriage for the better. And Rooted put everything into perspective, and it helped us get back on track with our walk with Christ. One of the best things of Rooted was fellowshipping and meeting the people in the group too. We met some awesome people that we still have a great relationship with today. We know we're headed in the right direction, and we're headed towards God, and we can't wait to see what God has in store for us.